Welcome back to All Things a Podcast. Find out about our live show coming up this week and also the Ring doorbell scandal and why are we all changing our passwords this week. So sit back, relax and enjoy the episode. Welcome back to All Things the Podcast. So I'm joined as always by Harry.
Hello everyone.
And by Gage.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, so something very exciting to announce. So we're finally going live. So if you're watching this on the day that it comes out, we are going live Wednesday at 8 p.m. So yeah, if you want to join us live, chatting a lot of rubbish and hopefully a little bit of useful stuff as well. Yeah, if you want to ask us any questions live, then yeah, join the YouTube. It'll also be on my Instagram and TikTok, hopefully. So but yeah, YouTube's the place to be. So see you on Wednesday, the 8th of June at 8 p.m. And yeah, all three of us will be there. Yep. There'll be some special never seen before offers and possibly a special guest or two. So yeah, watch this space. It's going to be pretty exciting. And if you're watching this after the 8th of June, bad luck, basically. You've missed it. But I'm sure there'll be a recording of it somewhere. But yeah, you excited for the live?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some special guests coming on fresh home from prison, so there might be some new hacks and stuff that won't get you thrown in jail, or might. You never know.
Don't drop the soap.
Yeah. So I've got something to start us off, something Amazon related, kind of.
That's off topic.
Yeah, we've got Ring, the company that does the doorbells, the video doorbells. Yeah. So they're owned by Amazon pretty recently, and they're the biggest video doorbell company in the world, right? And they do security cameras, everything. So recently, and I haven't heard any news about this, but the FTC in America have found that there's been some weird stuff going on in Ring HQ. So obviously they've got cameras everywhere.
They haven't announced a portal in the Ring HQ.
They've got cameras everywhere. Like you might have a couple in your house and whatever. But all of Ring staff were given access to everyone's videos and live views from all of their security cameras. So the FTC found that there were a number of employees that were watching cameras during their shift, and they could search the cameras by location. So people were searching bedroom, bathroom.
What?
They were finding the employees, like female employees, cameras in their house and were watching them during their shift. So they found hundreds of hours of these select few employees just watching these cameras.
Allegedly.
I don't think it's alleged. I think the FTC are finding them millions and millions and millions of dollars for it. And it just goes to show, like, you may think you're secure with your little password, but someone's watching you.
Yeah. It's like with the Alexas, isn't it? People are like, oh, they always unplug the Alexa because they're always listening to you.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? They could literally search bathroom and then watch people showering.
It's on the FTC website. I'm looking at it now. Ring employees illegally surveyed customers, failed to stop hackers from taking control of users' cameras. And this is from May last year. So this has obviously been going on a while. Apparently they've, had to pay $5.8 million in consumer refunds. And I'm sure that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
I was about to say 5.8 million doesn't sound a lot considering how big Ring is and how many people have probably been watching different cameras.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I've always, I mean, I'm an old skeptical, cynical bastard, so this probably won't surprise you, but I've never got like the Alexa things or things like that because I just find it strange that having something in your home that's literally listening to everything that you say on the off chance that you say Alexa or something, because if it hears you say Alexa, it must be hearing everything else because otherwise how does it know when you say Alexa? And so all of your conversations and whatnot, it's just going to some company, and I'm sure like that no one reads the terms and conditions for these things, so you probably have accepted that they can like access the recordings or whatever at any time. It's just a massive can of worms. But then I say that and obviously carry a mobile phone around with me every day, which probably does the same thing, and I don't know about it. But
so are people setting up these Ring cameras around their house as well? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like a full-on security full-on security system. They have cameras all around the house.
Because it started just as a doorbell thing, didn't it? Where you ring the doorbell and it's a way of you seeing who's at your door and talking to them if you're out the house or whatever for deliveries. So quite useful, but yeah, now being used for more sinister reasons, perhaps.
Yeah, I'd use the doorbell. And perhaps if you've got like a pet or something, you might put it in one room when you're out so you can see your pet and just they're not going absolutely batshit crazy tearing the place apart. But I don't think I'd use it in my... Why do you need it in your bathroom? Like, if anyone goes into your bathroom to nick something, like, okay, you can have my towel rack. Like,
yeah, fair enough. But yeah, absolutely insane. And there was another scandal that I think it mentioned in the FTC document that people weren't... And this isn't Ring's fault, actually, but people weren't changing the default password on their device. You're meant to, but they weren't. So the password was just like admin1. So then hackers were just using a script to like just test random IP addresses with the password admin1, and they'd get into certain Ring cameras and like baby... I think they do a baby monitor or something, and they were speaking to children through the cameras, because on the Ring devices you can press speak.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
So they were trolling people, and being like pretending to haunt people. Like there's videos online where they're like, "Ooh, the ghost."
That's right. How you can tell that is just like the money Twitter crypto degen hacking people, and they just do it for a laugh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and it always useful reminder to always change your default password.
Yeah, I'd love to know the proportion of people who actually do change them. It would, because I reckon it must be. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if more than half of people who buy this stuff never bother changing it.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. So I'm on the Wikipedia, a reliable source, obviously, for the top 100 passwords. What do you think number 1 is?
Password 1.
No, password is number 2.
Oh my god! It's got. Is it an actual thing, or can it be like, oh, your name 1?
Oh no, it's an actual thing.
Oh, okay. It's a good question. Admin 1.
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh wow, that's good. That's a good one.
And number 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, yeah.
But to be fair, all passwords aren't exactly, safe. If someone wants to get into your account, I'm sure one way or another they're going to be able to get into.
It's going to be easier if your password's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, though. 7, 8 might be a bit more tricky.
Coming in at number 27 is pussy. 31, fuck you. 95, 987654321. So at least they've given it some thought. They're reversing the numbers, but that's I need to change some of my passwords. Look at this.
So some info though is if someone's trying to get into your accounts, usually what they'll run is a combo list. So this is just a list of like the top 20,000 most popular passwords, and they'll run it against a list of emails that they have to try and get into accounts. So you'll want to, as long as your password doesn't fall into like the top 20,000 most common passwords, you're usually pretty good.
Yeah, I had someone try to get into my Gmail account a few months ago, and they kept getting like the one-time password. But I've never used a one-time password on it. I'm getting it on my my phone coming through. So yeah, obviously I was outside the top 20,000 because they couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Well, isn't there? I'm not sure who it was that was compromised and all the details, but somewhere there's a massive database of passwords, and if you use one, it's like, oh, this password that you're using may have been involved in a data breach. Do you want to change it? So
yeah, it's called Have I Been Pwned? You can search it on Google, and then you can put your email and it will tell you like known passwords for you, I think, or it will tell, or you put in your password, I don't know, one way around, it will tell you whether it's on a big database breach.
You can check on your phone now, on iPhone. If you go to like password saved, it will say this password. You need to update your password.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
All of my passwords. They're all gone. But
Zing Zing 01.
Yeah, I heart Zing Zing. I think the best way to prevent getting hacked is just having 2-factor authentication, just getting that text or having an authenticator app, because then all your passwords can literally be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but no one can get in anyway.
This is still gibberish to like 90% of people though, because even I sold a speaker the other week, and going back and forth on eBay about how to, actually connect to the Wi-Fi and connect to the speaker. And they're like, oh, factory reset it. So have you downloaded the app and logged in? I just didn't hear back from them. I think they probably had to use YouTube for the first time in 5 years.
Probably had to call their grandson to
come
around and
well,
fix it.
In their username it said 1960 something. It was like Andrew something 1963 or whatever. That's like 60 something years old, so he's boomer. Do you know what I mean?
my parents were born 66 and 67.
My dad was also born in 60, so yeah, so
they're not that bad, to be fair. But yeah, I think what probably happened was the person's music telling them to breathe in and breathe out obviously stopped, so they ran out of air, unfortunately.
So I'm not sure how true this is. However, I did hear this, that Samsung have a patent that will track your eyes as you're watching TV. So like a camera on top of the TV that will track your eyes in order to give you shorter adverts as long as they know you're paying attention.
That's quite clever, actually. That is actually really clever.
So the camera can watch you as you relax.
Yeah, that is interesting. I can see something on the Daily Mail, again another reliable source. Samsung patents eye tracking technology to zoom in if it sees you squinting at the TV.
Oh wow!
So I guess this may be slightly further on than that, but it looks like they're doing stuff tracking your eyes. I'm sure there was a show like one of these awful dating shows where they track everyone's eye movement, so you can see where people are looking. So
that'd be an awful one to go on for a man.
Yeah. It's like maintain eye contact, and all the guys are just like looking at girls like boobs and thumbs and stuff. And and obviously some people are like, oh god, I'm focusing on the guys here. Maybe my orientation is wrong or something. So yeah, that's a big can of worms with people being able to track your eye movement. So interesting to see where that goes.
So if you had a Samsung TV with the eye tracking, right, and if you have it enabled, it will shorten half of your ads as you watch TV. Are you enabling it?
I don't watch that much TV, but I probably would. I don't think I really care about Samsung being able to see me looking at a screen. I think we're so far gone in all of this.
But what else do you get up to on your sofa though that you might not want Samsung to see?
Yeah, true. But I suppose there's everyone's watching somewhere. Like your laptop. There's a camera on your laptop, or on your phone, and your front camera. There's cameras everywhere.
Yes, I'll just put my thumb over that for now. But yeah, are you like off grid? Do you not have any like Rings or Alexa or anything like that?
I'm on grid.
You're very much on grid.
I know they're watching, and I know they're going to know everything I do anyway.
So you might as well put on a show, right?
Yeah, exactly. yeah, it's completely fine. I mean, I think the interesting thing would come from the Samsung thing, if it actually became really widespread, is you'll be watching a movie and they'll see you're looking at the pizza in the movie for a little bit too long, and then the next advert you get Domino's pizza 50% off. Like it will be shit like that.
That would be smart, and I think these things always come out with kind of with good intentions. Like that is good advertising and it's clever, but it always ends up being sinister and used for reasons either by Samsung or people who can hack them and take them over to use the powers for evil. So.
Yeah, some Samsung employee searching bedroom TV.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm going to rename all my devices so my living room TV is name that bedroom TV. That'll fuck them up, won't it?
That'll show them.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that. I think we're just, like you said, we're being on grid, we're so far gone. I don't know if I really care that much. Otherwise, you'll just spend your whole day-to-day life worrying about someone watching you. I dread to think, there's probably stuff out there that we don't even know about that have been from your front camera on your phone or on the reverse or whatever.
Yeah, ignorance is definitely bliss with that. But there are people like there's a few money Twitter people who like oh yeah, live off grid, don't need anything. I mean, I like the idea of it, but I don't think there's I'm not
live
sure
off
if
grid
even possible.
tweeted from my iPhone.
Exactly. Yeah, it is crazy. Have you seen Better Call Saul, the
Yes.
Breaking Bad spin-off? So there's like Saul's brother is like he thinks he's allergic to electricity or something,
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it? So he's got his whole like house decked out in foil and like only uses candlelight and stuff like that. But it's just pretty interesting. But it turns out it's all in his head, which I think a lot of these things tend to be.
I think nowadays you just can't get off grid. It's literally impossible. There's always somewhere where you're on. Unlike there's people who are off grid tweeting about it on Twitter. I mean, you're just not fucking off grid, are you?
Yeah, I think there's things you could do to become like less dependent on like modern day, like you said about growing your own food and like living in more rural areas. But you're still going to have, like telephone lines, internet connection, all of that sort of stuff. So
I really like the idea of being self-sustainable and like growing your own food and stuff. But I'm a massive hypocrite because I could just never kill an animal for food. Like, but I love animals, but I also love meat. So I just don't need to know what happens in between, and I couldn't do it.
I love a Deliveroo.
Yeah, do love a Deliveroo. There's a place called Kokoro near me. I don't know if I think it's a
Japanese place.
So I ordered one the other day, and I didn't realize on the receipt it tells you how many this is person's XXth order, and it was my 64th.
No way.
What time frame is that in?
I mean, it's in a couple of years, but that's still way too much because I don't just order from there. I do other stuff as well. That was pretty eye-opening for me.
Big slap in the face.
Yeah.
That's not what you want from your Deliveroo, though.
No, don't tell me how addicted I am. Just bring me the food.
That's awful that they put that down. I feel like that's not good for business.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's meant so like for the restaurant to be like, oh wow, this guy's spent like over $1,000 with us. Let's maybe give him
extra prawn, prawn crackers.
Yeah, something like that. Never got anything extra. I think you have to get up to 1,000 before they'll consider that. But
well, only 936 to go.
I'm back on the prep kitchen now, so healthy ready meals delivered. So that is my diet at the moment. So no more Deliveroos for the foreseeable future.
It was a big weekend for football, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you're an honorary football fan.
Yeah.
Now.
We're going to see the progression over a year of Gage just being, quite reserved, and he just an Amazon seller going to a gambling poker degen, and he now supports a football team and as a hooligan.
I'm going to bring a Wolves shirt next week, so that because you're currently unaffiliated with the club, aren't you?
Up the Wolves,
Yeah.
up the Reds.
It's old gold actually.
So well done.
We'll have to get you to a football game.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll live stream it. Me trying to beat someone up.
Well, your secret though is going and playing poker while there's a big game on because there's a load of pissed football fish.
Yes.
There.
Yes. Ben wants to come play on the Champion League final, right?
Yes.
But we're going to do a day later instead.
Yeah, we're doing this Sunday. So if you're watching this on the day this episode comes out, I will have already lost £35. So exciting times. But no, I haven't done live poker since I was at uni. So yeah, been about 45 years now. About 15.
Always lots of banter at the local casino. You'll love it. You'll love it.
You'll have to introduce me to all your degenerate friends.
Yeah, don't have any friends there. When we're at the table, we're all enemies.
Well, everyone's friendly with Gage when he's playing poker because they want to sit near him because he doesn't know how to play.
Exactly.
Did you play this weekend?
No. I'm only playing once a month, so I'm not a complete degenerate.
Fair. Yeah. Did you see what's her name last time? Who's the one with the iPad?
Oh, Tina. Yeah, she sat at my table actually. the 85-year-old woman that likes to play live, but also on her iPad at the exact same time. Absolutely crazy.
It's actually meant to be proven that gambling past a certain age is like really good for your health because
there's this big gamble. Are you?
No, because it's like it's more the actual actions of it and like the adrenaline and like you actually feel like apparently crosswords is another one that if you do crossword daily you gamble and I don't know what the other one was. I won't reveal that. Maybe I'll have to go away and research it.
Is it shooting up meth?
Harry's been compromised by a big casino.
Yeah,
I think he's been tapped up.
I'm just trying to justify my weekly accumulator.
Well, you know, 99% of gamblers stop before their big win, so you don't want that to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see why it maybe is beneficial for the reasons you said.
Yeah, because it's like I don't know how to put it into words, but it's like you feel it's almost like I think it's just like becoming a degenerate.
My Asian grandmother, she was a gambling addict when she lived in England, and she'd go down to the local Genting casino, and my grandfather had given her some money to find a builder to redo their bathroom, right? Because it was a bit dingy, whatever. So she takes the money straight to the casino, right? And she's playing, and she's next to a guy who claims to be a builder.
Perfect.
So they're gambling together, and then, you know, she loses most of it, but she's next to the builder. So the builder's like, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. So does it, and the bathroom's absolutely awful, and have to get another person to go and do it. So yeah, if you have money to do up your bathroom, don't give it.
Yeah, maybe go on Checker Trade or something, and don't just. He probably wasn't even a builder. He just said he was. He was. She called his bluff.
Yeah, yeah. The guy gambling next to you at lunchtime on a Wednesday probably isn't the best builder.
Yeah, life lesson for the listeners. I'm excited to come down, visit the old ATP warehouse as well down in Kent, see how things are going. And we've got a pallet of shit to sort out, haven't we? That we bought, and so it was just a random pallet, but it was like, right, buy stuff with, there's no guarantee of what's on it, but it will be worth at least X amount, and we were like, right, let's buy it, see how it goes, scan everything to see if it sells on Amazon. I think maybe 10% of the contents were sellable on Amazon, so it's like, so we've got a bit of eBay listing to do, haven't we?
Yes.
Do they give you an invoice for it?
Yeah.
So, like, will they give you an invoice for each individual item, or is it just like as one whole pallet?
One whole pallet. Yeah, I think one whole pallet. But I'm sure if I asked them to give me an invoice for the individual unit, they would do it for me.
Yeah, I think that we asked that before getting it. That was they can do itemized if needed. So
yeah, unfortunately, we did it like 6 months ago. So I don't remember the specific details, and they just sat there. And Ben also has loads of his returns to sort out as well.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of photos, maybe a video of me swimming in all my returns.
Yeah.
How many do you reckon there are?
I dread to think, to be honest.
How long have you let it build
up? A wall's worth, for sure.
It will probably be. I'm considering flying one of my VAs over to England just to sort it out for me, just because I really don't want to do it. It'd probably be, like for the amount of hours that it would cost, like I would happily spend hundreds of pounds for someone to just sort it out for me.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff for someone who goes there regularly. You're definitely not sorting it out.
I mean, I can project manage.
Yeah.
But no, let's bash it out and then go and lose some money together. Looking forward to it.
What's your VA's name?
So I've got two. One's called Iris, and the other is called. Well, I did have Levi.
Levi's the legend.
Levi is the legend. But haven't heard from him since he literally went off. He went properly off grid. Maybe you can go off grid in the in the Philippines. He went to look after his mum, which is quite a noble cause. So now I've got Iris and Angelica, and they're both very, very good and very lovely.
Nice. That is interesting. You can go completely off grid in the Philippines. I feel like here you probably can't, but if you move to the Philippines, easily go off grid.
Yeah.
Do you think Roy's ever going to go off grid?
No, that guy's screen addict. I saw something interesting on Instagram the other day, and it was like this girl pretending to have a conversation with someone else, and she's like, "Oh, you know what are you going to do tonight?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm really busy. I'm doing 3 screens." Oh, what does that mean? Yeah, like, I'm doing like big screen, medium screen, small screen, so that way my brain doesn't have a single thought throughout the entire night. And I thought that's the reality for actually a lot of people, is all night we've got 3 screens and we're just not going to allow our brain to have a single original thought.
That's how a lot of people live their lives, I think, now. It's
Yeah.
like they find someone in the public eye who they sort of agree with, and then just start parroting their opinions and things like that. It's slippery slope when you're just on your phone all day or on your laptop. I mean, I love going to the gym and going in the sauna because it's too fucking hot to take anything in there. So that's like you just sat there hoping no one's going to make conversation with you and just sweating out. That's...
Somehow they always bloody do.
Mm.
I got offered a job when I still had a gym membership while I was in the sauna.
What was the job?
Fitting solar panels. Like I feel like you could look at me and judge me that I've like never put anything together before in my entire life. But yeah, he still offered me the job. I was quite flattered.
How did that even come up?
Just some people. I feel like when people are a little bit like they have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, they just random people, they got to prove themselves to them. So he was just telling me about how well his company's. I didn't start the conversation at all. It's just like, oh, you're right, mate. Yeah, you get up to much to say, oh, mate, my business is going so good with the solar panels, but, you know, people are letting me down. Do you want a job in fitting solar panels? Yeah. Maybe that's why he wasn't getting great employees. He's just hiring people at the sauna.
Yeah, don't hire a builder from the casino. And don't hire solar panel fitters from the sauna. From the casino and from the sauna.
Last week I spoke about my smartwatch briefly. Right, and it's been tracking my sleep. And before I had the watch, I thought I slept really well. Right, I thought I had no problem sleeping. But the app for the smartwatch is telling me that I sleep like shit every night. So I don't know what to believe. But I would usually just disregard the watch. You know, what does it know?
What does this watch know?
But I do have to sleep every time I come back from London. So maybe I am sleep deprived. Because I need to nap every day, and I'm 22 years old.
I mean, napping's great though. Why would you not want to nap?
I like napping as much as the next guy, but I don't like having to pull over and sleep in the back of my car like I'm homeless every week.
Well, it's better that than sleep while you're driving.
Yeah, but I'd rather not either. Ben. Yeah, so I don't know if I actually am sleeping.
Do you drink
crap.
a lot of caffeine?
No, none at all.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I could be dehydrated. I don't drink a lot.
Yeah.
Well, Harry and I are sat here with our bottles of water, and you haven't got anything.
I got nothing. No. I'm
That's why you're going to sleep in 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe. I'm tempted to go to a sleep clinic.
How often do you like go to the gym and like play badminton, do exercise?
3 times a week.
Okay, so you do exercise quite a fair bit
a
week as well.
And I literally don't have any caffeine.
What's a sleep clinic?
Yeah, so this is something I only recently discovered. Is there's clinics that will put loads of things on your head and monitor you while you sleep. So you'll spend the night there, you'll sleep in a bed there, and they will give you like the results of how you really slept and will tell you what's wrong with you if you're like not sleeping well.
And I would imagine there's always something wrong with you, and they've got just the medication that you need.
Yeah.
Just get on this prescription for a year, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and also install this camera into your bedroom.
This Ring camera.
So you're not willing to have a camera on your TV, but you're allowing someone to watch you sleep for 12 hours.
And literally put things and basically download your brain.
You wake up, wow, I really fancy a Domino's pizza right now.
Are you a napper, Harry?
No, not really at all. I just can't. Unless you come back from a long haul flight, I just try to power through because otherwise I feel like it ruins my night's sleep. And I feel like I wake up in intervals throughout the night, or if I nap through the day. So no, not really. What about yourself? You nap quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I know the issue. I'm terrible for napping after the gym. So yeah, I'll gym. I'll then like hit the jacuzzi and the sauna, have a shower, and
sleep in the
back.
jacuzzi.
Yeah. Better than sleeping in the sauna. That's probably,
yeah, that's true.
That'd be death waiting to happen. But yeah, I like a good nap.
Yeah,
but I am a lot older than you guys, so I think it comes with age.
I slept for 10 minutes yesterday. Like, just had a nap for 10 minutes.
I thought you meant overnight.
No,
yeah, just powering on through.
I fall asleep instantly, and I wake up 10 minutes later and I feel amazing. That must mean I'm sleep deprived if I can literally I sleep for 10 minutes and I'm fine.
You know, it was proven that it's like humans are best like to sleep in like 1 hour like intervals. Like your best like optimal sleeping time's like 28 minutes or something. But obviously it's just like no one is no one's gonna be awake for an hour, go to sleep for 28 minutes, awake for an hour, go to sleep for 28 minutes.
Yeah, I've heard this. There's something called polyphasic sleep. I remember looking at this when I was at uni trying to become more productive.
I watched a video on this as well.
Yeah, so it's like instead of, because obviously most people, like, unless you nap or whatever, like you try and sleep for sort of 8 hours overnight.
Yeah.
Whereas this is you're awake for like 8 hours, then you sleep for 2 hours, and then you just like, this is how you live your life. And obviously over a 24-hour period, you're sleeping a lot less than you would if you were sleeping in one chunk. And apparently it takes a lot of getting used to, but once you're in that cycle, you can actually generating more hours in your day potentially.
Be so dangerous though, like, because if you're set to a routine, say from like midnight to 8 a.m, you're awake for 8 hours. Then, like, what happens if you're on a commute from 8 till 10 a.m.?
Yeah, if you've got a 9 to 5, obviously it's not for you. But I think about I tried it once. I think over Christmas when I was at uni, when it was like I've literally got nothing to do. Let's try this polyphasic thing and have even more time where I have less to do, where I have nothing to do. So brilliant.
What happened?
After about 2 days, I was like a zombie. So I was like, fuck this, and then just slept for 12 hours. So I recovered my sleep deficit. But apparently, it does work.
I wonder if there's people that actually do that, because as self-employed people, we could actually do a polyphasic sleep thing.
I actually find myself most productive like in the middle of the night, because there's not distractions. You're not getting DMs from people. You're not like Discord's not popping off and things. And actually, if you've got work to do that doesn't rely on other people, that's the time to do it. That's the way I've always worked. So yeah, maybe we could experiment in the name of science.
Yeah, I always get 80% of my work done before lunchtime. And then after, it's because there's people messaging you and stuff, that you always get a lot less stuff done. So I always aim to be like laser focus in the morning, and then the afternoon it's just hopefully I get some shit done before someone calls me and distracts me or something.
Throw shit at a wall and hope it sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
No, interesting. I'm intrigued by this guy's solar panel business though, because surely the UK isn't the country to have a solar panel business in, because like there's sun maybe quarter of the year if you're lucky.
So I did actually do a bit of research into this. And the government is giving people a grant to get solar power, and they don't actually give you any money off. Because I was thinking, if they give you like loads of money off, may as well get solar panels. They just allow you to repay it, I think, over 30 years or 25 years. So it's like getting like a mortgage for your solar panels. So I think that's why it's pretty popping at the moment, because people think, right, I can get my solar panels now. The house goes up in value, and I get some power, and I don't have to pay it. I'll die before I pay it or something.
Yeah, I remember it being, but when solar panels first came out, must be like 15 years ago. I remember it being huge, but I'm sure that it actually became a liability, and houses with solar panels on, actually nobody wanted them, and effectively, it's just a sunk cost. But yeah, interesting if they are making a revival, or if your sauna body is just chatting shit.
Yeah, weirdly enough, near the ATP warehouse, one of the other warehouses on the business estate is a solar panel fitting warehouse.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So do they practice what they preach? Are there solar panels on top of the unit?
No, but they do have 3 electric cars outside.
Okay.
So
light bulbs are going off in both your head here, aren't they?
No, I'm not sure. I think solar panels are a fad.
They're also very expensive to replace if they get damaged. So obviously, it's not too bad if you're in the UK, because we don't really get extreme weather. But like if you're in like Florida and you've got solar panels, you probably replace them every couple of months.
Wow.
But in those couple of months, you probably generate more power than in the UK, because it's actually sunny there.
Yeah.
When I lived in South Africa, I stayed at this guy's house who was actually off grid before. So he lived in the middle of this, we call it the bush, but if you think about it, it's like the outback in Australia, right? There's not much except bushes every now and again, and just loads of dirt and animals. And he lived in this like small house / cottage thing. He had solar panels and also a small wind turbine outside. So no electricity, had like a water pump outside, no water, no nothing. So it actually was fully off grid. And I remember I stayed there for a few days, and it was really important we only used the toaster when the sun was shining, because the toaster used so much energy that, like, if you used the toaster now then and there was no wind or sun, you're not going to have any electricity for the rest of the day.
Oh my God, that's absolutely wild.
Yeah, and he lives and he just lives alone.
How long did you live with him for?
Only 3 days.
that was enough.
Yeah,
Like, no, I need my toast overnight. But but like power companies apparently whack the potential usage up. Like if there's half time of a big football, so like if England are playing and they know at half time load of people are going to run and put the kettle on, they increase the power usage. Otherwise, everyone's power would go down and stuff like that. I find that quite interesting.
Yeah, and who is the person in charge of that?
I don't know. That's literally a lot.
People behind the Samsung TVs or Ring doorbell.
Probably, yeah. Well, that's why they look at people to see if you're running off to the kettle. And they're like, right, that house needs some extra electricity.
Yeah, it's probably ChatGPT at this point.
Yeah.
And speaking of ChatGPT, new coding video out now.
Oh yeah.
And I code a price drop monitor exclusively with ChatGPT, writing not a single line of code.
Wow.
That is very impressive.
Doing yourself out of a job.
Yeah, it's...
or are you? Watch the video to find out.
Not going to spoil it, although ChatGPT is pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of the ChatGPT voice AI?
No, I'd imagine it's awful, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's really good. So they stole Scarlett Johansson's voice, funnily enough.
Oh, I read this because she refused to do it and then they just did it anyway.
Yes, yeah, they just stole her voice anyway. Because I think they probably thought, oh, we'll just change her voice a little bit and get away with it. But I think she's suing regardless. And essentially, it's going to be... It's like... I'm sure everyone's used ChatGPT at this point, but it's just an app on your phone and you can have an ongoing conversation with it about the things you want to ask it. And it sounds so much like a human. You don't have to speak really slowly or sound really posh for it to understand, like Siri sometimes. It just works. And when that comes out, it's going to be absolutely insane.
Well, it's even like people do now. They make their own songs and then put like an artist over it. And everyone's like, oh, this new song sounds like amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like it's AI generated. Like there was a brilliant one the other day, like aside from artists. And it was... Gareth Southgate in his interview, and someone just did like, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was AI generated. The only reason you could tell was because he swore, and he was like, "Why don't you pick Marcus Rashford?" As well, to be honest, he shouldn't focus on feeding its school children and actually putting the ball in the back of the fucking net. And it was like, I genuinely, if he didn't say that second bit, I wouldn't even know if it was true or not.
That's crazy. So yeah, you don't need friends anymore. You don't need bands anymore. You don't even need a partner anymore because we've got sex robots. It's like, you'll live in the pod, you'll own nothing, and you'll be happy.
I saw this. There's a series on Amazon Prime called Extreme Love. And speaking of sex robots, this guy who makes the sex robots, and he makes them with his wife, and his wife made a feature for the sex robots that can say no. So they can stop the consent if they're not enjoying it, which I thought was quite strange because they are not a human, but they can now say no. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. If you're having no joy dating real women and then you get rejected by a robot,
oh my gosh,
it's time to just lay down and write. Isn't it, to be honest,
yeah,
you got to go to Next Life for that one. Yeah, that's a real repercussion that would happen if someone got rejected by the sex robot.
Yeah,
I don't think they really thought about that.
It'd be like people at the Ring doorbell HQ. It's like, now rejected, and they're all laughing behind the screen. There's this guy just crying in the corner of his room.
Also, I think someone might be in charge of Man United. Like, now make Ten Hag win the FA Cup.
But it's going to mean the end of like call centers as well. You know, in 1 or 2 years, I think call centers just won't exist. Like that soon, there will just be nothing because why would you be paying 50 people in a call center £10 an hour when you could just have this AI that you probably pay £5,000 for one time and then you've got it.
No, it is interesting. I mean, this has been hanging over like big corporations and now smaller ones. Obviously, we hire VAs for our business because it's cheaper than hiring someone from the UK. And yeah, but over COVID, obviously, loads of people work from home, and then now they don't want to go back in the office. So I heard on Talksport on the way in, actually, Man United, like the people behind the scenes, they've all been working from home since COVID, and now the new guys come in to co-own the business, and he's saying, right, everyone's got to come back and actually work in the offices, otherwise you can leave, sort of thing. And it is difficult because people have got used to working from home. But if you're working from home, that just makes you more easily outsourced to where it's a lot cheaper, unless you've got like really specific skills or something. So I think, yeah, over the last 10 years, we've seen, because I was at Vodafone, and basically anywhere that could be outsourced to India or other cheaper places, they were being done. Like I had to train a team in India to do my team's job, knowing that it was effectively going to do me and my team out of a job, but it's just what you have to do. But now we're going on to the next step where it's like, yeah, we're paying too much for this team in India. Let's just get AI to do it.
Yeah.
But then you still need someone. So on the point of your coding video, okay, great, anyone can generate some code, but you still need to know the instructions to give it. And I think that's where you still do need human expertise. But one person could potentially train AI to be an entire call center. So you're paying one genius who's really good at, who knows the company inside out and knows how to work the AI, instead of a whole call center. And whether that's in the UK or in a cheaper country, that's still going to be way cheaper. So yeah, it's really interesting to see where it's going to go in the next few years.
Yeah, because even at my old work as well, same sort of principle. They were looking to outsource it to, like Vodafone do, to another country and get people to, run certain parts. And they're like, well, actually, let's just develop a software. And actually now they need just as many people to oversee that software. So you may as well just have humans running.
Oh, yeah, it's an absolute joke. So that when I was at Vodafone, there's so many like big transformation projects where people come in and they basically, it's like, oh, this software that you use is really old and really rubbish, so let's change it. Whereas actually it is really old, but it's been there since Vodafone started as a tiny company, so it works. And then they're like, right, we're going to modernize this, we're going to do all this. They never actually speak to the users of it. And their KPI, if you like, is just to complete the project. Yeah. So they bring out this piece of shit that's unusable for the people on the front lines who actually need to use it. They all give themselves a big pat on the back because they've done it within the timeline or within the budget or whatever. And then the actual people who need to use it are left with this piece of shit software that isn't fit for purpose. And then within a couple of years, you just revert back to the old one, and it's finally like it doesn't work. But there's, yeah, a lot of these transformation teams just go around like wreaking havoc wherever they go, giving themselves a pat on the backs because they just want to get these new things out. So yeah, the newer and different isn't always better, I don't think.
Yeah, definitely. It's like even with, it's just with anything that's, can be easily done, and it's, say you prepping a box and you do that in Amazon fulfillment center, that will probably become, the workers will get replaced for that, but there would still have to be someone who oversees it, because it's not going to run 100% smoothly, and then they'll probably look at it after and go, actually, we're probably doing better when there was humans running it. Because your package that was, you're sending a sound bar to someone that's like, why have I received peanut butter? It's because it's all done by, robots.
I mean, it is amazing how far like robots and stuff have come. Like, I don't know if you've seen videos of like stuff in factories being made, like something like just, I don't know, crisps being put into a packet. It's absolutely unbelievable the level of how they can churn this all out in such such a short time frame. So yeah, clearly it can all be done, but yeah, the money needed to do it, and yeah, the implications if they go wrong if you're first starting out are quite big, I think. So
yeah, we talk about systems in in our Amazon businesses. Have you seen some of those videos, and they literally trying to reduce like milliseconds just to improve the process because it costs them thousands and thousands of pounds. It's an absolute joke. And there's even one that's like, you see like farming ones. It's like how they filter out like bad crop from good crops. And it's like to do with the weight of it. And you can see the video in slow motion. It's like flinging it out and all the good like crops going beneath. But it is unbelievable. I have to try and find it. But it is pretty mind blowing.
Speaking of the AI, So I don't know if you guys are aware, but ChatGPT, the company's OpenAI, they've been like kind of half bought by Microsoft, I believe, for like over $1 billion. And they've combined their AI with Microsoft's new Surface laptop. So I believe it's called like the Microsoft Surface Copilot Go, I think. And it's meant to be 60% faster than the latest MacBook at 30% less. So that will be pretty interesting. I don't know how they've managed that, but they've got like a new chip and something to do with AI. I don't know. It's meant to be very quick.
Yeah, no, it's good, interesting, and I'm sure next year Apple will then have the same thing magically. Because I think it is interesting with technology, because like going from point A to point F or whatever, that's not the smart way to do it. You're better off like upgrading very small. So even if you know how to go to F, you're better off doing releasing point B next year, then point C next year. So people are buying all the steps in between instead of just doing the huge jump. And it's like, yeah, there's a lady who basically used to break the pole vault record every single year. So like I've got no idea what it is, but let's say she could do 5 meters or something. She knew she was capable of 6 meters, but she would like the next one she'd do 5:01, and then it's like, yeah, I've got a new world record, and then the next one do 5:02 or whatever, and just incrementally do it like that, just so that she gets all the plaudits for breaking it 100 times instead of just once.
Yeah, that's actually quite. I've never even thought about that, but didn't Usain Bolt? How many times did he break the world record? Because even when he broke the world record, he looked like he was jogging.
He was a joke. He just showboat over the line.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's like 9.62, and you can watch the race. And it was an American sprinter. I've forgotten what his name was. He got previously proved that he tested positive for some sort of drug, like performance enhancing drug. And he literally jogged the race and like completely he was catching up with him. He looked over his shoulder and just decided to try, and then broke the world record. It was mental.
Yeah, 9.58 seconds in 2009 was it that one?
Yeah, God, that does feel quite a while ago.
I reckon I could break that, no problem.
But yeah, on the point of like lowering service quality to kind of increase profits. In the 1980s, American Airlines saved $40,000 by removing one olive from each of the salad they served in first class.
Wow.
So I wonder if people actually noticed that. Obviously, yeah, 40 grand, that's basically like one employee, I guess.
Yeah,
so it's not huge in the grand scheme of things, but
that's only, they've only removed, one, like even with Virgin, apparently they don't include like the salt and pepper shakers now. Oh no, they do, but they have it like printed all over. It's like, made by Virgin, so people don't steal them anymore. But the people, because they were apparently really nice, the ones in first class, people just used to steal them all the time. So I suppose even just doing that little bit of branding probably saved them a load of money as well.
I think it's like even better to steal them when they got loads of branding on. It's like more cooler then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for you. You'd be like a memento.
I don't know. I'd find it cooler, not like.
I bet you take all the shampoos and stuff from hotels.
The best one I stayed at was when I was in Santorini. Stayed at this really nice place, and you could request stuff via the Marriott app from this hotel. So I requested loads of shampoo, conditioner, body wash, soaps, as many as I could. And I come back to the room, and they're all waiting outside a nice basket for me. And then I just took them all, just put them in my bag. I have like 20 of each at least in my house, and just go through them. I don't have to buy anything.
Are they the little tubes, or are they like big ones?
They're bottles, but they're not huge.
Yeah.
They're travel size. So anytime I need to go away and I use them in my own house, it was pretty sick. But yeah, I steal everything I can.
It's like the beauty samples from like the perfume shops and like the fragrance shop or whatever. It's like I always used to think they were useless, but actually when you go away and you're taking a travel suitcase, they're actually really useful because you can't take anything over like 100 milliliters. So.
Well, or can you from our conversation last week? Yeah, give it a go.
I reckon if you hide it in a bomb, you're probably all right.
Yeah, or a bomb within a gun, preferably.
Yeah, just for that extra double seal protection.
And then when they interview you, you can say, "Well, I just want to." I bought this really nice aftershave, but I didn't want you to confiscate it from
Well,
me.
I just bought the water from the vending machine. What do you want me to do? Throw it away? I just put it in my bomb.
Fuck's sake.
Well, I think on that bombshell.
Yeah, you've done this before. You can take over.
He's
as
been
a
taking
host.
way too many tips from you.
Right. Anything else you want to go through, chaps?
I'm happy.
No, cool. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and see you on Wednesday for the live episode. Come with your questions. We will answer anything Amazon or otherwise related. So yeah, come on, grill us, and interact with us live. Looking forward to it. But yeah, catch you soon. See you later from Harry.
Cheers.
Goodbye from Gage.
See ya.
And ta-ra from me. Ta-ra.